throw it over to our panel now. Any questions?
Oh yeah, skills. Hey Dan, that's
Hey
great.
Tom, how you doing?
Good to see you again. I met Dan in San Francisco.
I feel bad because I actually didn't realise Tom was so heavily involved with this until about 2 or 3 days ago. I'm like, dude, he's the founder and he's the judge. And I'm like, anyway.
Yeah, this is awkward. No, I love it. It's really good. The question that I'm going to kind of ask maybe repeatedly throughout the night, though, is what will you get out of the 3 months if you're selected for a scholarship here at this space?
I mean, at the moment I've been doing this part-time, and I've recently thought, well, I really want to focus on the startup I was working on has changed direction to the point where I'm no longer passionate about it, and this is something that I'm really passionate about. In fact, this was the idea I went with to San Francisco, but I couldn't enter it because I'd already been working on it. And they said, sorry, this is for brand new ideas. So I ended up joining this other team, and hence that's why this was put on hold. I'm now back in Australia, back in action working on this. If I was given the opportunity to work here, I'd be focusing a lot more heavily on this because the next few months are critical. Like, we've got everything ready, we've got people lined up who want to start using the site, and with support, people can be insight to marketing. And because I've been away, I want to reconnect with like-minded people here, get insight, get feedback from people who have done it before. Like, there's a lot of amazing people involved with Vibewire, and I want to be more involved with it for sure, on some level, even if not through a scholarship.
Cool. I'm going to talk about the money again, I'm sorry.
The money.
Is this coming from sales or sponsorship? Or?
So we've got two interesting business revenue models. If a student is learning a language, the teacher can name their price per hour, and we line them up with groups of 3. So they pay slightly less than they would normally because it's in a group of 3. The teacher can earn slightly more than they would, and then there's enough left that we can take a cut. Now, we are aware of a social good aspect to it, and in developing countries we will then pledge to do a free class to countries in a selected list that they haven't got the access. So that's the model we have in place right away. The other model is more in the future, where we start developing e-learning courses, and for every yearly subscription we would pledge 2 subscriptions to countries in less fortunate countries. So essentially you get 3 subscriptions, and then you get a list of all the people who are eligible, and then you can say, hey, give it to that person. And even if you're from a developed country and you're battling, you can opt to be on that list, and then it's up to the member to choose them, but that will strengthen ties between the members as well. So, yeah, I mean, we'd love to get away for free, but we are conscious of the fact that to make it sustainable and to make it at a really high level, we need to start making some money to make it awesome.
Good job, man. You did well. You were nervous, but you did well.
Oh, hell nervous. Thanks, mate.
I had a couple of questions.
Sure.
Looking at these wireframes, you probably thought about it already a fair bit. Is it going to integrate with Facebook, or how's it all going to work?
It already does. So if I log in, it pulls in all my details, my photo, my profile info. All I have to do is say what language I'm learning and the level I'm learning. There are a few other optional questions like your dream destination, because that helps with better matching. If I'm going to Colombia, I want to meet up with Colombian peoples. But all that is all integrated. You then have an invite button down the bottom, which then pulls up all your friends. Then you can sort of invite them, anyone who's interested. And there is a thing that we're not sure about implementing yet, but when you sign up originally, it posts on their wall and saying, hey, I've just joined, which having mixed feedback about whether people want that. But yeah, it's very tightly integrated with Facebook. And even status updates, you can opt to have them change with your status update. So yeah, tight integration.
I guess secondly, I've heard of a few of these different things before, like these types of websites. So how are you going to get yours out there? Like, do you have a marketing plan, or what's the ideas?
Sure. I mean, it is getting very competitive, but it is a huge market. And the market, language never goes out of date. So there's always opportunity for innovations to come into play. Even if we were just to be in Australia and small countries, I'm sure we could have a slice of it that would make it worth our while. If we were to get the support and we were to go huge, our biggest strength, I think, is making it about people first and about grammar and everything else second. All the other sites talk about learning this and learning that, whereas that's not very interesting. Whereas you make connections with people first, and then the language becomes second, then you're more likely to enjoy it. And if you're enjoying anything, you're more likely to learn it. When I was learning Spanish, I used 4 different sites because all of them have different pros and cons. And the idea is to mix all this into one really awesome resource. So, yeah.
Very good. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.